we are back at the furnace, which was lit up by Scott Cooper and his men before the break to get their first win, and more than 20,000 celebrated that night. Punjab come calling, and of course their head coach Stikos Vergetis is looking forward to playing against a packed crowd, and so will Luka Margin, Wilma Jordan back among the matchday squad. But the odds are against Punjab. The newcomers will not have it easy, but a first point will give them much needed confidence, and a few surprises are in the offering. Siju and Eric are with me on Let's Football. Two strikers you're watching, Wilma Jordan, Steve Ambry. We haven't seen them this season, but exciting, isn't it?
Absolutely. I think when you have a player like Wilma Jordan on the bench, I would be wanting to raring him to go out there and play. But also to see you have Scott Cooper's team out on the 7th position right now. But to see that, they can make it top 4 because they're squeezed between Odisha and East Bengal. East Bengal are below Scott Cooper's team. Who would have thought about that?
Yeah, it's massive motivation for them this evening. I think it's been a little bit too long for Jamshedpur to be sitting down the bottom of the table. Last year was a difficult season, but I think if they win this game tonight, it changes a lot of people's mentalities towards, the team that he's creating this year. And let's not forget Punjab. Punjab FC have done so well to sort of get themselves up into this position, but they've got to deal with this guy tonight. Steve Ambry, the newcomer. What's he going to be like? I've heard some good things about him. Explosive, goal scorer, French under-20 player as well.
And look at the body type. Looks lithe, agile, fast, and this is the kind of striker, more modern in terms of what we have in the ISL with target men. This is someone who can move.
Some more good-looking players to watch out for as well. But the Furnace will want their side to fire, but Punjab, I think, will want Steve Ambry to roar the loudest tonight.
And they've taken time as well to get Steve Ambry ready. Scott Cooper has had to be very patient to support the likes of Stevanovic.
Well, Sliskovic got injured, didn't he? So it's a big signing to lose for them. And Stevanovic hasn't really hit the ground running yet, but he's a leader in that squad. But 26 years of age, Steve Ambry, decent.
Well, lots of action last night as well. The first game between East Bengal and Goa. This goal had everyone talking. What a finish from Mahesh. Just the shape, the right foot, the run, everything beautiful.
It is a golden touch for the red and golds, right? And I think everything that he touches these days is turning into goal. We saw a beautiful goal for India as well. I think if they build on this, but this is sad that he's on the losing side.
Yeah, they couldn't hold on, could they? And Sandesh Jingan popped up with his first ISL goal. It took him all the way since 2014 to get that. And that monkey's off the back now, and hopefully he goes on and scores a few more. But East Bengal, they just couldn't hold on, could they?
Yeah, once again, a lead lost, and it happened in the space of 2 minutes.
Yes, and the Mr. Victor player over there, kind of replacing Noah. He did the job right. 1 goal, 1 assist. I think it's a big headache for Manolo right now.
Yeah, he's a good player, Victor Rodriguez. Had to wait for his opportunity. But Manolo Marcus, again, away from home. Key players like Victor Rodriguez, they're the signings that you make that you don't really, jump up and down about. But these guys off the bench come in, and when they're needed, he produced more than what was expected of him last night.
Well, talking about warm-ups and injuries, we've had another injury today, but it is for a referee, and we've had to change it. Maybe a hamstring.
Was it a hammy? Was it a thigh? We're not sure. But we know tonight it's going to be a change.
Well, as we watch the Kerala game as well against Northeast, we also have to say the fantasy managers would be happy that the referee is not part of the team. But what a goal once again here. Northeast taking the lead early.
Oh yeah, talking about fantasy, Nestor is a midfielder. 5.3 or something, a water steal.
Absolute steal, and obviously a steal for the Northeast to have his services. And that's a great point down in Kochi. I think for large parts, they were under the pump. There were some unlucky decisions for the Kerala Blasters. Should have had a penalty in that first half. But this man, we asked about when Jeekson was going to be out, who's going to step up in that midfield? Danish Farouk.
Well, Danish Farouk repeats once again what he is known to do, the goal scoring. I think he's also high on momentum after the Mumbai game. I think that's what Kerala Blasters want, right? They want their players to kind of come out and do the well because they are injured. And I think 1 point is definitely a good one. Yes, robbed off a lot of other things, But this man can have a big smile on his face, Danish Farooq.
Yeah, he started making those late runs, and that's always an asset. We've spoken about midfielders wanting to make late runs, and we have some tonight as well. Scott Cooper and Vergetis will be massively relying on the midfield, but I think you might agree, Eric, that Jamshedpur have the edge in the middle of the park with Ray Tachikawa and Stevanovic especially.
Yeah, Tachikawa, he's so versatile, getting forward, playing as a number 9 last week and now having to come back and play in that midfield. I'm excited to see Jitsu play as we name the team a little bit. We don't want to give too many things away, but only 729 minutes last season. So for Jitsu, this is his opportunity tonight to step in, we believe, in the place of Pranay Halder, who is injured.
We will be looking at the top players from both the teams, but who has impressed you the most from Jamshedpur?
I would say we were just talking about Ray Tachikawa, right? And I think he kind of took very seriously, Vipula, when you said that, can he score goals? He did at the Furnace, right? And what a free kick to do. And he also mentioned in his, before he was signed, after he was signed, he said that, I'm ready to make memories with the fans. I think the fans got really beautiful goal to cherish.
And they are, at this point in time, a 1-0 side. Kept 2 clean sheets. They've got a 1-0 in the last game. Scott Cooper would love that.
Scott Cooper was speaking with us earlier. Here's what the Jamshedpur camp has to tell us.
Scott, it's been a positive start for the side so far. What did you work on most in the international break?
Hi, Eric. Good evening, everyone. A really positive start, but there's always things to work on. And, some of our aspects we've tried to raise and put little layers on possession, some of the press, some key points. So, our attacking set piece, even though Ray scored a goal from a set piece, it wasn't sort of like a made set piece. So we've tried to focus on it in good areas from the set piece and other aspects of the, converting chances, which we know we've let slip by a few too many, obviously, in the first 3 games. So just adding those little bits of those key aspects and layers to each, aspect of the game.
Well, speaking of those aspects, one of those aspects possibly is Steve Ambury. He's joined the group. Can you tell us about him?
Yeah, he's come in and, his CV speaks for itself, but his attitude has been fantastic. He fitted straight in. It's almost like he'd been here a long time after a week even, and so he's come in with a great attitude. He's got great physicality. He's got great presence and composure. It's probably just the medicine we needed, up front, that little bit more composure, and so hopefully it slots in nicely for us. Ritwik Das back on the bench tonight as well, so that's great. Obviously, you'll see Jeremy Monzaro and Pranay, our 2 central midfielders that have featured heavily, are both out injured at the moment, so it's a little bit of a reshuffle, but nothing we'll complain about.
A win today, and you're in the top 4, somewhere Jamshedpur hasn't been for a long time. That must be motivation in itself.
Yeah, of course. You're not being honest if you don't say you've looked at the table and you know where you can go if you do convert, but you're not there until you've won, and so we have to focus on the task ahead of us. Each 2 games of 45 minutes, and push as hard as we can. Hopefully we can get the club up the table and stay there. That's the key.
Scott, thanks for your time. All the best.
Cheers, Eric. Thanks, mate.
Ritwik, you've worked extremely hard to get back to full fitness. How excited are you to get back onto the pitch?
Firstly, I was very excited when I started pre-season, and I was giving my all in the pre-season. So suddenly I got a little injury in my knee, and that's when I little bit broke down. But now there are ups and downs in the player's life. So now when I get back, and I'm really excited to be in the team and to really get back, really excited to get back into the pitch.
Yeah, a new manager this season in Scott Cooper. We've seen some of the changes that he has made to the side already. What does he expect from you?
Firstly, mainly our coach has a great personality, and he's a winner. And he demands a lot from each and every players, from the senior players, from our juniors, from the all sets. And he wants to give every player to give his 100% on the field and work harder than the opponents. And he expects me to give the same as other players and expect more creativity and so give all for the team so that we can win the matches and give our best in every matches.
You are on the fringes of the national team at the moment. How important are the next 2 months for you?
Firstly, for each and every game, each and every practice session, each and every moment is important for me. So I take every day at a time. So I try to improve a lot in every day. So so in the next 2 months, and firstly I was out for the first 3 matches. So in the next 2 months, I want to recover all the things I missed in the first 3 matches, so that I can be in a good shape and give my best for the team and for me individually.
Ritwik, it's great to see you back.
Thank you so much.
All the best.
Thank you.
Well, CJ, you're in the business of interviewing, and with Scott Cooper talking like that, he's already won the hearts of the players. Great personality, winner. But even looking from afar, he looks ripe to speak with, doesn't he?
Yes, I think he's more colorful in the pre-match press conferences. Towards the end of his quote, he says it's like baking cake, you know. Different ingredients are needed to make it right. I think he was drawing parallels to a team. Now, is Ritwik the icing on the cake? He's on the bench tonight. We'll have to wait and watch for that.
Yeah, well, this man as well, he's played extremely well, TP Rehanesh, because it's about his recoveries, and we'll talk about that a little bit later on. When the ball goes over the top of that high defensive line that he's created, this guy's sweeping up, and this guy has to have his head on his shoulders, not just to be a goalkeeper, but to be a sweeper keeper.
And one number not in there, recoveries. 33 or something like that, just behind Ahmed Jahu. And you explained why. Because he's sweeping up all those balls.
Yeah, so that's the thing that he's created, Scott Cooper, having a high line which squeezes the game in the midfield third, and it attracts that ball to go over the top. But that what requires that is to have a good goalkeeper. And the good goalkeeper in TP Rehanesh only had 9 games last year, 11, sorry. He's going to have a big season this year, you feel?
Well, in the world of statistics and Twitter, we read a lot of this about how players are not dribbled past. Elsinho and Pratik, not yet dribbled past. What a man, this guy. Massive, and he's a mountain.
Well, I called him George Michael the other day, and well, he surely got the beats right. The numbers says it. Who wouldn't like a bit of a Brazilian flavor in your team? If he can sing that well, why not?
Spoken like a true person born in 91. I don't know if you are, but that's just perfect, isn't it?
Absolutely, but he's been great, hasn't he? And, you know, people are asking, is this guy the real deal? I think he is, and he's got to contend with this man tonight, who is always hungry for goals.
And of course, Vilmar is on the bench as well. So what does that mean for the team? What does that mean for Mehdi Talal and Juan Mera and all the creativity? And of course, for Milroy Assisi as well. But just coming to the whole selection of Punjab and what the mood must be in the camp. Vergetis has said he wants to play against the big teams in front of big crowds, but they all have to be up for the challenge. Even the likes of Amarjeet. And of course, we spoke with the head coach and Chatsi Sayas before the game.
You've had a little break to work on a few things at training, Stajkos. What did you focus on mainly during the international break?
In this break, we did the things that we should do as a technical staff. First of all, a lot of trainings to give all the physical parameters to our players to refine issues of tactic, and video sessions for the games that passed, what went well, what we should improve, what we should do better for the upcoming games. And I'm waiting today the reaction from our players, if they succeed a better performance, if they have development in the issues that we worked.
Yeah, because you've been promoted from the I-League, in most of these games there's going to be that underdog tag. Does that motivate yourself and the players?
Yes, of course. We expected the difficulties of the ISL, but in the 3 games, in the 3 first games, we had one not so good performance in the first halves, but in the second halves, we had so good performance that give us the hope that we can play better in the future.
Stajkos, all the best tonight.
Thank you very much.
Dimitris, how was the international break? Did you feel the team has improved in some aspects during this time?
Yes, yes, we work very good these days. We want this game to win. For the next game, we give the team psychology for the next game.
It's always difficult being a defender and having to wait and hope the team can finish off the plays. Do you think the team is far away from getting the first win?
No, I don't think it's. We have good team. It's very good team with very good players. I think it's because it's difficult to some players. He didn't play the first league of ISL, and I think it's more better every game. More better, more better, more better. Only like this. We have very good team and also a very good coach.
You have struck up a nice partnership with Melroy, and you guys won a lot of duels in the last match. How important is that relationship with him?
We speak every day. The training is also the joke. He's a young player. He's a very good player. I want to help also this Melroy, and we play better and better and better every game.
Thanks for your time, Dimitris. All the best.
Thank you very much. Also, nice to meet you.
Well, we can talk about all the big names in Punjab, but this is the man, Melroy, who got the goal and also 1 point that Punjab has right now. And what a journey he's had, because he's come from the Reliance Foundation Youth Sports all the way to Chennai FC on the reserve team, and he was also then taken to Rajasthan FC, Rajasthan United, where he got a chance in the Indian coach. I should highlight that as well, Pushpendra, the second season, where I think that has boosted his confidence and he's made the most of it. And here he is, bagged the point, a very important point for his team.
Yeah, playing against Scott Cooper's side, and this is the team. Of course, is the bench. Some big names in there. Ritwik Das is there, Chukwu.
Yeah, something going on with Chukwu. We'll have to get to the bottom of that as the season progresses. But obviously Scott Cooper's got his new man, Steve Umbry, tonight, making his debut. I expect him to start fires. He's going to be great tonight. He'll get himself a goal, I'm sure. He's going to be that type of player that Scott Cooper loves to have in the side, quick in behind the defence.
Yeah, wonderful story, Siju, by the way, on Melroy Assisi. But who else stands out for you over here? Who has to step up? Amarjeet is a clear player who needs to up his game. But apart from that, where do your expectations lie?
I think we need more goals, right? That's what wins you matches. So I think Luca needs to step up. He has in the past, not that he hasn't. But the fact that you have to get out there for your team every game, each game after that. So I think Juan Mera, Luca, I think the foreign signings, who have a bit of experience as compared to the others, they have to strike.
Look who's on the bench. You've got Jordan on the bench, who's a massive presence, and he's obviously not at full fitness levels yet, but you're just waiting for that Juan Mera, Luka Machin combination to explode. If it doesn't work tonight, I want to see Stikos Vergetis make an early decision and bring this guy on.
And that will surely push Luka Machin. Well, Melroy and the point that he won for Punjab. Massive confidence when a centre-back scores. We saw Sandesh Chingan had to wait for so many years, but getting this out of the way.
It looks like an easy finish, but when the ball comes to you at that height with the feet, you actually kind of get a little bit nervous, because you can't, in that situation, he can't believe how much time he's been given inside the box. And he's actually quite an aggressive player. He hasn't even had to be aggressive there. He's walked in there, no one's picked him up. That's a gift for him, but I expect that to give him confidence to go and get a few more.
Also just the technique. He's rushing in towards goal, but he's also had to cushion the ball into the back of the net.
Yeah, it's not easy, and we expect big things from this guy. We're doing our research of him playing last year, really aggressive, got a lot of yellow cards, a couple of suspensions, but that's what he brings. That's what he brings to the ISL.
Yeah, I think we could get used to this name, right? We never had a Melroy in an Indian Super League or in Indian football. So I think with that image that he puts out there, I think a sweet mane, a little mane he's growing, playing for the Lions of Punjab. So hopefully we get to see him more often. But he didn't have to wait like Sandesh Chingan had to wait for 10 years to get a goal.
And Sandesh was also not very, he didn't put it out about the goal as much. He's been very okay with it. Like, okay, yeah, I scored a goal, no problem. But for players like Juan Mera, now is the time to show what they're made of.
Yeah, he's got himself that assist, but it's the way he plays. He's been one of the most foul players in the league, because he wants to take players on, engage in some sort of duel, and receive a foul so he can take those set pieces. That's his game. It's a little bit of a cheating way to play, but in his head, it's intelligent.
I think it's it's also important for Punjab to kind of shine tonight. They have to make the most of the missing players in Jamshedpur, right? Because you know there's a bit of a gap in the midfield. You're a lion, roar it out there. It's your night. Make it roar and make that goals. I need more goals tonight. We've had only 3-2 as the highest goal scoring, and tonight the furnace. Festive seasons, I don't mind some crackers going up.
Yeah, with Scott Cooper, you know that this team's not going to give a lot away. So you must be thinking right now, defensively, Punjab have to be at the races. Dimitrios Tratsiseas, he's a guy with great experience, and he brings that across, and he's trying to build that relationship with Melroy. I find that so healthy, so refreshing what he said in his interview as well. He's here to help out and to try and build that relationship.
And we've seen that relationship become so important over the course of the season. We're seeing even senior pros, like we keep bringing back Sandesh again because of last night's goal, but him and O'Day. And these little combinations on the pitch, these little duos, is that how training also works? Finding these small partnerships or pockets of partnerships across the 11?
It's got to be, and you've got to be on a different wavelength where you trust each other, you know each other's movements, you know if somebody's making a mistake, they've got your back, and that's what part of being a team is. Punjab are a great side, but they're not used to losing games of football, so this will be strange territory for them.
I think the break was good enough for both these sides, for both the coaches to go back to the drawing board and also kind of figure out where the formation lies, who is in, who is out. So I think that's a points table. Mohan Bagan, taking it all in over there, but FC Goa is knocking behind as well. But tonight it's about the second half of the table. That's where Jamshedpur and Punjab are, and I'm sure Jamshedpur will want to up that.
Mixed bag for Jamshedpur, but if they win tonight, they go into that top 4. And I think the fans will get behind that fact. Scott Cooper's reign at the start of this campaign, they'll start to believe in as well, not just playing, shutout football, getting clean sheets. Being in that top half and the top 4 gives everybody a new lift.
Imagine if Punjab get a win, massive pressure on tomorrow's game. Tomorrow's game becomes massive because Hyderabad and Chennai are going to look up and be like, 3 points or 4 points.
This season is going to be so close. Getting into that top 6 is going to go right down to the wire. And I think 7th, 8th, 9th, even 10th position on that last day are going to be trying to get into the top 6. It's going to be so close.
I think we're finally getting it interesting, right? Look at the games, look at the graphics that's up on your screen. Season so far between Jamshedpur and Punjab. You really need more from them because now finally they're getting interested. Like as I mentioned, we are leaning into match week 5. I think finally the teams are kind of bringing in best together and we want to see more competition. The table is going to go berserk.
Tiju, what I find amazing watching these guys play, it's almost like there's 2 new teams out there. Punjab we know is a new team in this league, but Jamshedpur, in the space of 3 games, there's a new energy there, isn't there?
Yes, and of course, if you look at the way both the teams are managed as well, by personalities who are really vocal. And Scott Cooper has taken everyone by surprise. And it's almost like you want him to succeed, but you're not saying it out loud.
Well, there's an Englishman and a Greek out there. Who would have thought that, right? What interesting. Like personalities, that's the big one. I think all smart in their polos and full sleeve shirts. I think now it's time to show the football intelligence on the pitch.
But what I find interesting as well, that Jamshedpur have stayed with an English manager after Adi Boothroyd as well, and Owen Coyle before that. But there's such a different strategy, a different methodology, because he's come from Asia and he knows Asian football and how it works, the ins and outs. And Jamshedpur seems to be suiting him at the moment. Stikos Vergetis, he's still finding his feet. We're not too sure about this at the moment.
Jamshedpur versus Punjab, on paper you'd say, okay, but in reality, big game.
Big game. Like I said, I'm looking forward to more goals. I know one of them likes defensive, but the furnace is ready to lit up.